Sheena, how to get into tech mentorship. Sheena O'Connell is our next speaker.
Hello, everybody. So, I'm here to tell you how to get into tech mentorship. I think there've been a bunch of people talking about education and helping people in different ways. So this is my specific thing. If you want these slides as a QR code, there are some links on the slides, so you can grab that at any point in time. So, why would you want to get into? Well, wait a second. This can go away. Why would you want to get into tech mentorship? Well, there's a huge skills gap in tech, as we all know. So there are loads and loads of junior developers around. There's a big oversupply, and it's kind of hard for a junior dev to land their first job for a lot of different reasons. So firstly, there's a lot of people because there are a lot of ways to learn tech. So there are loads of free tutorials online, and that's fantastic. There's lots of boot camps around. But the fact is, there's just like a lot of people. And so for organizations that want to hire, they look at this landscape and they think hiring junior techies is risky because it's not like everybody's the same. It's things are kind of all over the place. And so if you want to hire juniors, then you've got to have some mids and some seniors running around who can look after them. And that's pretty tough because those guys are kind of hard to come by. And in South Africa, we have a big problem with brain drain. It's just a thing. So it's kind of a mess. Then on top of that, AI is changing things quite a lot. So, I mean, I use AI when I'm coding, and when it comes to the stuff that I would want a junior to do for me, like I can often get the AI to do it for me instead. When it gets to harder things, then I turn the AI off because it's like programming with a drunk person. But a lot of the time, it actually speeds me up. And then, oh, damn. Anyway, that says AI is a foot gun for people who are learning how to code. And it really is. It can be useful, but you know, like junior coders often, like if there's a foot gun, they'll find it. Like Stack Overflow, really useful, also a foot gun. So people use it as a crutch. And so they get to a point where they can solve certain problems this big. And then as soon as they need to do something harder and they can't use the AI anymore, then they're kind of messed up. So there's a big, big problem. And how do we solve this? How do we address this? Well, mentorship will address it. So we need juniors who have more skills and more connections. This will be good for the juniors, and it also de-risks things for the businesses. And we need people to start coding earlier. I think it's going to take longer for a person to get to a point where they are productive in industry. So I think like what David was talking about earlier, getting heads into code, that is a big, big deal. So obviously it's a good thing to do. There's also a lot of benefits to the mentor. So the first and like most awesome thing is that it hardens your own knowledge. So if you're teaching somebody to code, they're going to ask you all sorts of weird questions that you don't expect, and you'll be like, oh, I've never looked at it like that. And that's really useful. They're going to make you practice your skills, and that's really, really useful. So you level up. You also learn about new tools and techniques. So if you're talking to like a hungry young developer, they're going to ask you about some framework or tool you've never heard of, and you're going to be like, whoa, let me look that up quick so I can communicate about it. And that's really handy. You'll level up your communication skills. So being able to talk about code effectively and like communicate about that stuff, it's a freaking superpower. So you want that. It's also about who you know. So again, if you're talking to like a hungry young junior dev who's going to go far, somebody high potential, they're going to open doors for you one day, or at least they'll try to, and that's not bad. And then, of course, you also build leverage in a team by leveling up your team members. If you manage to get good at leveling other people up, software development is a team sport. If you're on a team and you're leveling up the people around you, you're building leverage within that team, you are more valuable. So there's a lot of ways that it's just like a good thing for you. I put that QR code in a bad place. Forgive me. So the other thing is it's not just like a selfish thing to do. So for me personally, my thing is like the only true measure of success is the number of people you've helped. And of course, like how you help those people. So I think it's kind of like a good thing to do. So I'm sure there are a lot of buts in the room. Everybody's got at least one. But you don't have time. It doesn't take a lot of time. Like an hour every 2 weeks will go a long way. You can actually change somebody's trajectory quite significantly. Maybe you don't know enough tech. The fact that you're sitting in this room now means you know more than somebody who needs help. So, like, help a kid, help a noob, it's fine. If you are more senior, then help somebody who just needs to like navigate the industry. Lots of different things. Maybe you don't know how to mentor or teach. And mentoring and teaching, that's a skill on its own that you can learn and get good at. There are training materials around. I've got some. um, maybe you don't know if you like it. Maybe you don't like people. Like people are complicated. But like try it. What's the worst that could happen? Like give it a couple of weeks. If it sucks, maybe try a different mentee. So it's not so bad. So that's why. So this is how. So there are two links there. The organization I work with, we typically work with 18 to 35-year-olds and like various others, and we're looking for mentors. And then if you like kids, then plugging David's talk as well. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Sheena. Once we got that working, that was well worth it. Awesome. Thank you.